Well, hello everyone. I hope you can hear me. Today I'm significantly more awake and I've selected a car that is significantly faster. Welcome to race 2 of week 1 of the SRS DTM 90's America series on Assetto Corsa. Last night we picked the Alpha 155 V6 Ti touring car, and it turns out that SRS admins had significantly neutered the car via a bunch of ballast and just the general BOP tweaks you can do as a server admin in Assetto Corsa. Tonight I have come back with a new setup, a new car, the Mercedes 190 Evo. It's a rear-wheel drive car. Audio okay, that's good. And hopefully we will be significantly faster tonight than we were last night. Generally the same crowd has showed up for today's race. I'll refresh the standings here, or not the standings, the entry list here. 30 cars signed up, so that'll be 23 cars in split 1, as is the norm for AC top split races, and I think we'll have 7 in split 2 for the entry level race. I believe it was Martin Smith who won last night. We're going to check the standings here real quick. Races. Yes, Martin Smith wins in the Mercedes-Benz 190 Evo. Nick Barkneck finishes second with the Alpha. He had a good setup, but again, the issue here is with the BOP. The Alpha is almost an entire second slower than the Mercedes, so everyone for tonight has switched into the Mercedes, it looks like. Look at all the Mercedes-Benz crests. Everyone has figured out the meta right now. So it's very similar to what's going on in GT Sport, where people figure out the OP car, and then after the first race, people switch to the OP car. Fuel rate 150%, tire rate 170%. So we will have a pit stop, and we'll go through about 2 tanks of fuel in this race. Bridgehampton is one of the best mod tracks for Assetto Corsa. Its quality is on par with the content in the base game, if not better. An extremely bumpy track that was popular in the 60s and 70s and hosted club races till I believe 1998 and was eventually demolished. Really fun, fast track, lots of bumps. And if everyone's in the same car, the racing is really good because it's quite hard to be precise here. So, I mean, the Golden Knight is hopefully a much better showing than the shit show that happened last night. And we have already started by putting the car in the sand. But I got extremely greedy in that braking zone, so that's my bad. My setup for this thing's pretty crazy. It's really loose. But provided I can hold on to it, it'll be really quick. But yeah, same thing as last night. An hour long and extremely bumpy course with cars that are really fun to drive. Jesus Christ, I'm loose. Wow, that's gonna be fun. Track is not very grippy right now. We gotta lay some rubber down. As is the norm with all AC online sessions, you do not start at optimum track grip in sessions like these. So you gotta put some laps in to get the track up to temperature. I think this car has been BOP'd just a little bit, but not nearly as much as the Alpha. And as this is naturally aspirated as opposed to the Alpha's turbocharge configuration, you can't kill the motor like you can in the Alpha. think we got a little bit more weight added than the default config. This is our race that we're messing around with right now, because I really haven't done a whole lot of practice on the hard compound tires. Just a really tricky track to get right. Into overtime for practice now. This car is certainly not understeer Corsa. Hopefully the audio's okay. Had that problem last night too. If I Alt-Tab, it messes up my wheel rotation sometimes. And I knew it was borked, but I didn't want to chance it right before the race started last night. So I just let it be, especially because I knew the race was going to be a throwaway anyway, due to the BOP. But tonight, hopefully everything works as it should. Session's over. We were on a good lap there too. So, put the Q setup in, and we will try to put down a good lap. Forget what pole here was last night. Q setup is honestly just tires and fuel taken out. So the way this differs from the Alpha, obviously the rear-wheel drive config is requiring a different driving style. The car's a lot looser than the Alpha was. There's ABS on this car, which isn't in the Alpha, so your braking distances are actually longer. Alright, let's put together a good lap. Not the worst opening lap in the world. 35.9. Tires are starting to go on lap 2, but we'll try and run it out. Definitely need to go out for another lap, though. Capitalize on the better track conditions. Pretty good corner exit. Tires are now officially junk. Down to a 35.0. That might actually be the quickest time of this week. So I'll pull off to the side here. Wow, it's a really good lap. Daniel Lorente in the Alpha 155 V6 Ti puts down a really respectable time of 35.3. I will check the chat now here. Hopefully the sound is okay. Audio okay. Apparently they nerfed the Mercedes just a bit. Well, let's go out again. I really want to put down a 34. This car feels so good right now. Let that dude by. No, people are texting me. Maybe I'll try not to wear the tires as much on the outlap. Track should be a bit more grippy. I think we can knock 0.2 off it, which is fine. Fortunately, we got traffic in front of us. But here we go. Another attempt at a qualifying lap. Blue car is going to pull off for us. We appear to have a clear track ahead. Let's try not to fuck this one up too badly. pretty good lap. .134.4. Wow. Can we go quicker? No, we're gonna throw it away. That bitch is fast. What did we run? Do you guys remember, if you watched last night, what qualifying times were? DTM 90's with sound, lol. Yeah, you're welcome for that. Thank you for putting up with my retardedness, as I appear to have configured OBS properly tonight. Alpha last night was 35 and 30. Tonight's 25 and 20 ballast. That'd be interesting to see. So far, we are on the pole with a 34.4. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what the qualifying results were last night. I think the quickest time was like a 35 flat. Fuck it, let's go out again. Actually, you know what? Let's be smart and check our fuel usage. Because we did 37 laps last night, so we can get away with 70 something in the tank. Fuel. No, people are texting me. Shout out to Daniel who's watching. You think I can hit a 33? Maybe. Or we could not leave the pits with the race set up. Get all excited, I have the fucking wrong set in. Let's kill the baseline, we don't need that anymore. I think I can chop off 4 tenths. Fuck. Sideways. The braking in this car is so weird because you can't really feel the ABS do anything. Someone tried to restart the session. Not sure why. Hopefully I can go quicker on this this run. And hopefully that guy in front of us doesn't fuck it up too much. So I will look behind me, try and get some space between us and the black car, and then I'll punch it right when this guy gets to me. I'm not trying to be a dick, I'm just trying to get space. Alright, off we go. This is timed lap attempt number 3. Oh, pretty good corner exit. Green flag. No, we're in the fucking sand, but we'll try. Now I'm just getting greedy. We'll see how this goes, though. Well, some sections were quicker, but you know, we chopped like a tenth or two off of our time, even though we fell behind in the early sector. Still think a 3 is possible. No. Man, those brakes are funny. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a piss. I'll come back, I'll give it one more shot. Setup is great, though. I mean, you can see it from the leaderboard. We're we're 6 tenths up. .135 flat was the pole yesterday. Thank you, Mondo, in the chat. So we're 6 tenths up on the pole. Rico has run unbelievably. All right, piss break time. All right, I am back. Give qualifying one more shot here. Again, Rico Haas with a 135 flat. That's one of the fastest times of the week, and that's in the slowest car. Makes you wonder what he'd be running if using the Mercedes. So one more qualifying attempt, just a dick wave. Probably won't be beneficial, but we'll try. Yeah, braking is super difficult. Going into what I believe is turn 3. Car unloads through 4, but I just drive through it. I don't think that line's quicker, but I think it's safer to cut the entry early and then let the car wash out. One more attempt at this. clipped the sand and lost a 10th. No, not going to get there. Now I'm just overdriving at this point. Yeah, I'll park it. We'll put it in the race set. Okay, load the race set. So we have the pole. We've got it by 6/10. It's new track record after being shit on last night. Go 37 lap race. Go 19 laps estimated just to be safe. I'll be safe. Fuck it. ABS on. Camber is interesting. It's inverted. Again, that's something I was messing around with RaceRoom. Again, I'll go through my setup here so you guys can see what I'm doing. I like being transparent like that. 65 power, 30 coast. Again, I like this bitch loose, as you can tell. Kind of softened up the rear sway bar. Pretty stiff springs. Add 75 liters at the pit stop. Hard tires all the way through the race. Should probably go one click up on those. Fuel, tires, cape, we are good. Anyway, thanks for coming out. Hopefully tonight goes a lot better than last night. I'm concerned, but give it a shot here. Again, Rico Haas, P2 with the slowest car in the field. Unbelievable job by him to get a car that is down on power and kind of ill handling, at least compared to this, to get the car that high up on the grid. Anyway, here we go. Race 2 of week 1. Obviously, your best result in the points is what counts towards the standings. The four-wheel drive Alpha is going to split the middle on us because the acceleration that car has is insane. And off we go for an hour at Bridgehampton. Really starting to gain on the Alpha in the top end. That's where that car struggled last night. And I believe that's Daniel in that car, who is going to learn very soon the difficulties of the Alpha. Again, driving that last night, the amount of work I had to put in just to turn a halfway decent lap was really insane. But he is up for the challenge again, it seems. Rico Haas making a move to her inside. Really not concerned about that right now. He's going to get by us here. We'll lift. We'll give him the line because turn 1 is super sketchy here at Bridgehampton. Do have pressure from behind, so I do have to drive just a little bit tougher now. Don't want to deal with those guys. Really good race right now. Haas gonna go for the lead. Yeah, I guess I should put some more effort into this. Alpha throws a bit of a block. Anyway, off we go. Ooh, BMW's mighty loose. Through 1 into 1A. Good little battle here. Let's not kill the Alpha. Maybe we'll get there. What a great race. Brake at the bump. Alpha's in trouble. Where's he at? I had that same problem last night, and I've had that same problem in testing. So it makes it look like it looks like a mental mistake. It's really not. It's really easy to overdrive the entry to that corner. But, so all the power to him, really. We got pressure from behind right now, so we gotta get moving. Well, let's go catch the BMW. Good save by the Alpha 2. I mean, it was looking like he was going to come back across and door me, but he seems to have kept it in shape. On the chip into 1. We almost die. Really need to put some distance between myself and third place. Trying to do that here. God, this track is fucking sketchy. I'm looking to my right every once in a while because I can't see my entire mirror. I'm not sitting far back enough. God, this car is handling so well. So the BMW is not set up to take 1 and 1A. So we are just eating chunks of our Delta to catch him in 1. Brake at the bump. There's a little dark patch of tarmac on the left side. That's my braking point. Otherwise, he overdrive like the Alpha did. He's a bit too loose, it looks like, but I applaud him for trying that setup, because you almost need to here. Hopefully I can get a good run off the final corner, take him before 1. See what happens here. Top 5 or top 6 under a blanket right now. Really good race. Focus on our corner exit. He's going to play a bit of soft defense by flaring out to the middle. Again, he really stuffs up 1 every once in a while. God, that bitch is so loose. Look at him. But I can't get there. Shit. Guy in third's probably getting impatient, being like, we're both faster, get by him. And I know, I just don't want to fucking chance it. This place is so fucking sketchy. There's no safe place to pass at Bridgehampton, which makes for good racing like this. But there's really no surefire way to get around people. And then you factor in the online shit like netcode and lag. We're actually geared so differently that... Ooh, and I laid back for a big run off the corner. Look at this. Do we really need the draft? Well, one of us is going to have to give, and I got the quicker car right now, my man. Alright, let's burn the fucking tires off because we got a fuel stop and coming up in about 18 minutes. But again, major props to Haas. Unbelievable driving job in that M3 E30. It's the best I've seen this car run here all weekend. He's somehow making it work. Now I got to put a gap on all these guys for when pit stops start. You can pretty much drift it through 1 and 1A. You can see I'm having a much easier time with the car compared to last night. I'm not fighting this shit. Into 3. Got that nice 4-wheel drift going. I know a lot of people bitch in this game for the understeer. I appear to have dialed it out. And it's definitely quicker. Understeer Corsa, what's that? Giving it a touch of lock all the way through the corner. God, this car is just so good right now. Usually on Setup Market, I go and get setups from Steve Smith, who is the guy who wrote the Grand Prix Legends setup guide back in the day. His baselines are really good. But this one I built my own just to fuck with it, and it's just perfect. James Leader now moved up to P2, also in the BMW M3. He's actually mounting a really good run right now. He's actually running a quicker lap than I am right now, just by looking at the heads-up display. Really good corner exit. Gap was 1.0 last lap. Gap is 0.9 this lap. Leader is coming. Yellow flag. Someone must just put a tire off. This corner's so hard to brake for. I've probably never driven a more balanced car in this game. So happy with the setup. Leader's somehow gaining on us by a tenth, but it doesn't look like it out of the mirror. Field's starting to get spread out now. "10 minutes till we got a pit." Haas has dropped back to 5th, but you know what? He is on mediums. So I think his tire choice might have fucked him. Gap is at 0.8 last lap. Is James catching us? Maybe. Nope, 0.8. Gap's kind of stabilized now. Whoever HF is caught fire. 2.5 seconds back, but he's putting down purple seconds this far into the run. Leader gets a bit squirrely in the BMW. And that shitty line allowed him to catch up just a bit. So you do have to enter wide. It's actually in the draft now. Not all the way here yet, but wow, he caught up big time. Tires are definitely starting to go. Oh wow, and leader really messed up that corner. Probably shouldn't touch the sand. It's a good save, though. You make that mistake at least once a race here, no matter what. So leader's actually going to catch back up. Car's lightening up because we really don't have a lot of fuel left in the tank. Going for a bit of a ride there. Again, easy to make that mistake here. So I really don't blame him. Oh, now he's in front of all the other cars. That's not good. Ended up being used as a pick almost. Our laps have stabilized. Yellow flag ahead. This is how it ends. Brake at the bump. Lap times have basically stabilized. Usually I'm a 10th off my PB, at least in the race trim every lap right now. But the car really is just so good right now. That's actually going to be a PB right here. Leader with a big slide there out of 4 or 5, I think that is. Probably go around one more time here. And we'll bring it in. Unfortunately, we're catching lap cars. I'd prefer not to catch lap cars. Well, this sucks. That was almost really dangerous. Leader's going to come in and pit with us. Wow. I needed to pit too, my man. I'm not trying to bully the lap car, it's just like shit. Alright, let's get the fuck out of here. Be interesting to see how that plays out, because HF, I think, won last night. And that little bit of braking we had to do for the lap car might have allowed him to catch up, so we'll see how this plays out. We 100% have enough fuel to finish the race, so that's good. HF is going to pit. There's HF. It is now a 28-minute sprint to the finish. Corner is so unbelievably sketchy. So is this one, really. Leader's gap has fallen to 1.4 seconds. That's James' leader, not the leader. We are the leader. Into the sand we go. It's actually going to slow us up properly for this corner. Lost some time there. Probably brake too early for that. Oh yeah, definitely. Hopefully our friend in the Alpha pulls off. Now we're in that part of the race, of course. Really don't want to chance it. Leader's going to capitalize on that. He'll catch up to us. Unfortunately, but that's part of racing here. Really don't have a safe place to let people by. So you use so much of the racing surface, and if you're not on the preferred racing line, you're pretty much fucked for the next corner. So even the lap cars kind of have to be defensive. So I really don't, you know, have any ill feelings towards that guy. If we're at, you know, like a proper track like the Nürburgring GP circuit, oh yeah. You have a lot of places to get out of the way, but here you really don't. That's why racing here is so fun, though. Yellow flag up ahead. That's always scary. But the game does throw yellow flags here if you put a tire off the track. So it's kind of hypersensitive here. So yellow flags aren't completely panic-inducing like they are at other places, and he makes the same mistake I made. He's going to merge at kind of a shitty place. Leader got around him okay, that's not good. "20 minutes to go." I'm not getting into 6th gear through that section like I normally do. But now we're in clean air. I think I can attack a bit harder. It's a really nice and smooth lap. We actually put a lot of time on us. From 0.6 to 1.0 is the gap. Gained 0.4 on James that lap. But he's going to catch right back up because Bridgehampton is hard. Catching up on another lap car. Scrape, scrape, scraper along the ground. Well, kind of anxious following a lap car here. We'll see what he does to James Leader here. Oh, he holds him up. Wow. Story of the race. Leader is now fuming. I'd be mad too, though. But that is something you have to learn how to do here, is manage lap traffic. Tire wear looking okay. Leader back to 2.4 seconds after the excursion with the lap cars. A yellow flag in front of us. Who is wrecked? Nobody, it appears. Oh, he's stuffed up again. Gonna give him a ton of space to work with because I don't want to play that game. The leader has to change his line to deal with him. Have to make sure not to make a mistake through this corner. That's where you can lose the race, right here. Do have some nice breathing room to work with. Don't want to dial back the pace completely, but I can if I want. It's nice not have to worry about nuking the motor going into one like with the Alpha. Also don't have to worry about going into the sand. So the Alpha really did not like that. This car, it doesn't seem to matter at all. Mighty close to the white line. Don't want to do that again. Leader's eyes grow really big anytime he sees me do that. That might even be a new PB that lap. We really didn't drive all that hard either. Yep, new PB by barely anything. Leader now demoralized and falling off pace. Gap was 2.5, it's now 3.1. Car really coming into its own right now. Potential to run a lap in the 35s in race trim, which is really good. Coming up on a lapped Mercedes. Not sure who this is. I don't run name tags because it's distracting. Looks annoying. Try to have as few heads-up display elements as possible. So because we're so far ahead of leader, we have this guy as a cushion. I don't have to worry if I get held up by him. He's going to be a bro for us. He's going to pull off to us. He's not going to lose a lot of speed, so he doesn't lose speed either because he's in his own race. He's going to fall in behind. Perfect. That's textbook. Thank you. Leader falling even farther behind. So hard to run consistent laps here. Seem to be doing an okay job of it, only 600ths off for PB. Gap to James' leader is now 4.0 seconds. Provided I don't wreck, it's pretty much over. I could not touch the sand. Oh, we got a wreck. Hello. Again, we got a cushion, we can check up for stuff like that. Not too concerned about it. Like when you run these longer races and you get out to leads like this, you have to make a mental note of the fact there's going to be lap cars, there's going to be traffic. So it's important to get out to a lead at some point, because when you run into situations like that, you can essentially spend the tenths you've built up in the lead on avoiding traffic safely. You kind of bank your lead, and then you spend your lead every time you run into traffic or an accident or stuff like that. So right now, I mean, I assume I'll have lost time to leader from 4 seconds down to, yeah, 3.6, but I could afford to do that, if you get what I'm saying. As you can see, we're catching up more traffic. so I can spend more of that time I've banked in the lead, or the gap I've built, on getting around those guys, you know, safely. At least we hope. Now I can push and try and catch them by the time I get on the front stretch, so I don't have to spend as much as I thought I would. When you think of lap traffic and avoiding wrecks as a transaction, in regards to your total race time and your gap between first and second, you pass them on a straightaway, or you pass them, for example, here, I don't have to spend anything, right? He almost wrecked us, but again, you can't panic in that situation. Guy's eyes get big and go, oh fuck, he's going to come back on the track and hit us. You cannot think that. Gap is down to 3.5 now. Again, I really didn't spend all that much gap on avoiding that wreck and the sweeper, so still a lot to work with. Tire's definitely fallen off now. Very close to dead. I think I just took out the cone too. Four minutes and some change to go. Leader's gap is down to 3.2 seconds. I think we're okay. Getting nervous coming up to these guys, especially one's an alpha. Just an ill-handling car around here. What will he do? Will he move for us? I hope he does. Look at that. So we don't have to spend any of our gap at all in getting around him, right? Perfect. Three minutes left in the session, about 3 laps to go. We have, I believe, more than enough fuel in the tank. At least I pray. Leader's gap to 3.6, remaining relatively even at this pace. Sorry, boys. Coming up to an all-black Mercedes. Just gonna pull off for us again. You can get mad at guys like that who swerve at the last second. I don't. You just have to be prepared for it. Trying not to chase a quick lap time, because I know I could throw it away pretty easily. Gonna come up on the white flag this time by. I got more than enough fuel in the tank. One lap to go. We got a yellow flag in one. Bit spooky. Session ends in 1 minute. Well, a lap's longer than a minute. Well, that was a massive change of pace compared to last night. Last night we finished P4 in the Alpha and ran a second off pace the whole evening. Tonight we switched cars, set the track record by 0.4 of a second, or was it 0.6? Won the race and got maximum amount of points because we didn't hit anybody. So we're going to walk out of here tied for the points lead in the 90's DTM America Series. Race is over. Myself, check the standings here. Myself, James Leader, Fran Firmino, Nick Barknecht, also in the Mercedes, Daniel Lorente. Got a really good qualifying time in the Alpha. He dropped that back to 5th because, again, the Alpha's a piece of shit. Rico Haas, I think he made a bad decision with the tires. He started on mediums. Tires wore out fairly quickly into the run. He was a non-factor. Really enjoyable race. I believe, yeah, we did have the fastest lap. Leader with a 1, Fran with a 1. Daniel, he actually got the Alpha down to 36.4, which is really impressive for that car again. What else is there to look through? Martin Smith, I believe it looks like something happened. Had a rough race. Anyway, a very successful weekend. I went through like 4 or 5 sim racing system races without winning and just doing shit, either because of car choice or I jumped in a race I really hadn't practiced for and got decimated by European guys. So it was actually nice to get the W. Let's go through some chat, shall we? So I think the standings should have updated by now. They have not. I'll be tied with Martin Smith for the points lead because it doesn't average Your 2 races, it just takes your best single race. Driver rating, I think I've fallen a bit. Oh, no, I haven't. I fell like 1 point. I've stayed at 13th overall out of however many are on this leaderboard. Let's break this thing. That was probably a mistake. Anyway, go back to the national rating. Check out my stats here. Not the national rating, sorry, the driver's rating. GG, another good performance. Thank you, sir. It was a fun race. The car was pretty hooked up. Hopefully it doesn't like show my password. Thankfully. Global rating 13th, 8 championships, 87 wins and 188 starts. That's almost a win every second or third start. 166 top 3s. Top 10s doesn't really matter. Incident average 0.5 incidents per race. I would say that's pretty good. That's like a small bit of car contact every other race, which, that's a good average to have. Ethan, who hasn't run in a while, let's check Ethan. No, wrong button. Let's check Ethan's rating. He is 23rd, and he hasn't raced in a while. I think his stats are better than mine, though. I think he has more wins for sure, or more wins per starts. Nope, around the same number of starts, so 188 starts, 82 wins. Do we have like identical starts now? Kind of, almost. He's 188 to 82, I'm 189 to 88. That's really neat. Anyway, I will go through the chat now here, just to see if I missed anything. If you want to hang out for like the final 5 minutes of the stream, this is where you fire off questions and shit like that. I'm probably going to go out tonight, go see some of my buddies. Fastest laps. It isn't showing us shit. Fuck you. It used to. I know for a fact we have the fastest lap. People checked it in the chat. There we are. We are tied. 4P1. 2 Canadians leading the championship. I don't know what SP means. But whatever. Anyway, let's go on YouTube here. Not a lot of chatter. A crappy R Factor 2 mod will never match a good AC mod. VR chatter. VR chatter. VR chatter. Oh no. Are you a PCARS 2 developer? Marquise Goodwin. I'm a contract worker, so not technically an employee. I'm a contracted QA assistant or QA guy or whatever. I think my job title's on the official site. So like I'm employed by them, but I'm not an employee, if that makes sense. It's just contract work, right? It's a fun gig. The staff, I know they have a reputation for being ban happy on the forums. They're actually really nice people behind the scenes. Hopefully they will clean up their act for future games in regards to being a bit ban happy, because I personally don't like seeing that. But it's a fun job, and I enjoy the people I work with, and they're very open to criticism, and they're very open to comments, and just all sorts of stuff like that, and I really enjoy it. So and hopefully that'll be reflected in the future games coming out. Okay, that could have been dangerous as fuck. He barely missed. Yeah, that was the silver Mercedes I avoided. Yeah, I just don't like panicking in those situations. And I really shouldn't have driven that close to the edge of the track, but it is what it is. Check your spam messages in Facebook. I will do that here in a bit. Nice COVID. There's a theory going around that my mom actually had COVID back in like January because she was really sick for a long time. And she considered going to the emergency room, but then she just got better and she's like, oh, okay, I guess I'm fine now. But even with some of the info coming out, there's a chance that a lot more people had it and just recovered than originally anticipated, which means it now calls into question why, for example, Edmonton, Alberta is on lockdown. Racing season here is pretty much canceled, at least in the province, but thankfully I race in a different province and they're still trying to get shit together. But it's very strange that in a city, at least that I live in, with 1.6 million people in its metro area, there have been 8 total deaths, and yet the entire city is still on lockdown for the foreseeable future for something that really has not been fatal. Pretty much everyone has recovered from, and life has continued on as normal. Anyway, thank you for coming out, everybody. Thank you for making me part of your Saturday night. It was a good race. Some really good battles there, especially in the first 10 to 20 minutes with all the different cars before stuff like tire wear and the BOP really started to come into effect. It was a good battle. Very minimal accidents. Fun race to take part of. I will see you again later this week. People also mentioned about the Steve Smith comment you made early. Something about making one of your own black flag guide you made comes to mind. I'm not sure in regards to making a guide. Anyway, thank you for coming out. See you guys next week. Cheers.